the midst of everything going on in the world, happiness is becoming harder and harder to maintain. Each day you wake up diligently trying to choose to be happy, but that feat is only becoming more and more difficult. Here at the Financial Mirror, we are constantly working on improving ourselves. Knowing that this is the goal that I consistently preach, I want to show you 5 steps you can take to start that improvement today. If you can work through these steps and implement each and every one to your life, you will have made a transformational change in your day-to-day self that everyone's going to see. Let's jump in.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror. Where future success is reflected in our knowledge of fixing the one thing we can control, ourselves.
Thank you for joining me on the Financial Mirror, where we continue to improve the one thing that we can control, ourselves. If this is the first time that you are joining in, thank you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe on YouTube or the like on Facebook, whichever platform you are watching this video. If you are on a podcast platform of whatever choice that you have, please don't forget to subscribe and like the podcast. Share it with everyone that you know. We are only here to improve you and improve everyone around you. Everyone that is improved only betters your community. So just share with everyone. If you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, 5-star review is available. Please leave that. And on Apple, you can leave a written comment, and those help beat the algorithm and get this information out to more and more listeners. So I stated this at the beginning, and I'm just going to say it again. Here at the Financial Mirror, we work on improving the one thing we can control. Like, there's literally only one thing that we can control, and that is ourselves, right? Like, that is the idea behind where I came up with the business name, the Financial Mirror. We look in the mirror, we change our finances by changing what? Ourselves. That is the basic principle. Now, knowing this, I wanted this week to be a little different. I want to give you some steps that you can take so that you can actually go out and improve yourself. Like, this isn't just financially, this is collectively. I want you to improve your life. I want to give you some things that you can utilize to improve your life. That's what today's episode is all about. So if you will take anything from this, take the fact that I'm going to walk you through 5 super duper easy steps that can easily take you from start to finish. Life's improved. I used it at the beginning, transformational. People are going to see this transformed you, and I want to be, there to say, this was that easy. 5 easy steps. And if you can follow them, I'm telling you, you will be on your way. So the economy, currently in a recession, everything is costing you more money. The consistent polar opposites of this whole political and social direction, so much more, all this stuff's going on, right? You're probably feeling slightly like kind of chaotic, right? Everything kind of just feels chaotic. And if that's how you're feeling, you're not the only one, right? You're not the only one. I keep a semi like list of episodes before I'm going to actually go out and make an episode on it. And I saw this in my list and I was like, holy smokes, what a better time to have this episode. We've got midterm elections coming up. We've got all the things about the oil and gas industry. We've got, the Russia-Ukraine thing is still going on. Like, we have all these things going on, and the question remains how are we going to approach this, right? Like, all of this seems so chaotic, and all we're doing is sitting back like, I'm just trying to be happy. Like, I'm just trying to live my life, right? Like, that's probably how you feel. That's how a lot of people feel. But with all this going on, it kind of just made me want to bump this episode up, because so many people are probably struggling to find happiness right now. with everything going on, people are probably struggling to find that happiness. But that is something, while you can't completely control when you're happy and when you're not happy, there's a lot of outside factors that contribute to that. What you can do is give yourselves the best odds of having more good days than bad. It's what you're really going after. You want more good days than bad. That's, this total fantasy land to think that you're never going to have a bad day. I'm never going to have a bad day. Every day is going to be, peaches and rainbows and happiness, right? That's not real life. Like, you're going to have bad days. The goal, though, is that we're having more good days than bad. Like, that's what we want. And we want it to be drastically more good days than bad. So this week, I want us to focus on that. I want us to focus on 5 things, 5 easy you can do, and you will be much happier with yourself and living a happier life. So if you'll walk through these steps, I'm telling you, you're going to be on your way to improving your life. This could be your family. This could be your finances. This could be your work, your community. Everything around you is going to improve just by taking these steps. So let's get started. The first step is you've got to start giving, right? Like, you've got to start giving. And I said that right. You've got to give. Right? You've got to give to be happy. When we look at happiness, this is probably one of the last places that we ever look. We never really look at giving ourselves to actually make ourselves happy, right? Giving something of ours to make ourselves happy. If you think back to like when you were a child, right? You never wanted to give up that toy. You never wanted to give up that playtime. You never wanted to give up all these things. But did you know that you would have actually probably been happier had you given that up? Like, it's crazy. Like, we learn at an early age this like selfish mentality, but we are happier when we give. So a 2008 study by Dunn, Aiken, and Norton found this, right? They found that people are happier when they give. So what they did during this study was they went around to this university campus and they gave random people money. I know, put me in that campus. I want the random people with the random money, okay? But anyways, what they did was they told half of the people they gave money to, they said, we want you to spend this money on you. The other half, they said, we want you to spend this on others. We don't want you to spend any of this on you, right? So at the end of the survey, or at the end of the giving the money and everybody doing what they're going to do with the money, they ended up going back, doing a survey of the people, and they found that the people that spent the money on others were actually happier, right? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy that just giving is that impactful to your happiness, okay? So that's the first thing I want us to start with is, giving money. Give financial, benefits to others, right? Giving money is the easiest way that you can give and receive happiness from it. So you may be sitting there and be like, well, dude, I don't have a bunch of excess Benjamin Franklins just laying around that I can give out to people. Well, that's not exactly what this means. This doesn't have to be some major purchase of giving, right? This could be that you decide to go to McDonald's to pick up your lunch, and you just decide you see a car with a husband and wife or something sitting behind you in a car behind you. Maybe you just pay for their food too, and they pull up to the window, they are ready to get their order and pay with their card, and then all of a sudden the people are like, "No, the person in front of you got your order." The goal of giving, though, is to not always receive some type of gratification for it. Don't expect a gratification for giving. Just be happy. Just find that happiness in giving and making that day of someone else, right? Like, this whole mindset, like this shift away from this selfless mind, this like servant mind, into this selfish mentality selfish mentality that we've switched to. It's actually taking away from our happiness. So if we can just take that time, maybe you're at a grocery store and you see the person in front of you is having a little trouble finding all the change they need for their groceries. Maybe you just give a couple dollars. Like, I didn't ask you for 100. I asked you for a couple, like 3 or 4, right? So, and I know somebody's gonna be mad at me. They're gonna be like, dude, a couple is 2. Oh, okay, I got it. You're should I say a few dollars, whatever. So, but the goal is that there's ways you can give without just, dropping hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like, you don't have to go donate to some charity to give financially, right? That's like if you find a goal, go fill it, right? Just a random act of kindness. Another way that you can give, if you don't have extra money, you're paying down debt, if that's you, there's still ways you can give. You can give your time. Giving time doesn't cost a dime financially. So if you see someone, just reach out and help them. Maybe they need help cutting their grass. Maybe, we're at that time of the year, leaves are about to start falling. Maybe they need someone to rake their leaves and bag them up and take them off for them. Moving furniture, moving anything in a house. Or that's something that you can help out with. So if that's something that I don't have much money, go give your time. You will be happier when it's all said and done. You will be happier because you were able to help someone else in a time of need. Those random acts of kindness will improve your life and make you happier. Number two is we have to connect more. We've got to connect more. We weren't meant to walk through this whole entire life as these lonely sheep, right? These lonely sheep in a pasture just grazing. These lonely cows in a pasture just grazing. Me and my fiance, we always laugh when we see like this cow just sitting in a pasture and it's the only one. Like all the other ones are like all grouped up together and sitting down like chilling like, yo, what's up, bro? And then you got this other cow that's just way off in the distance all by itself. Like we look at it and we're like, wow, what a lonely cow, right? Like this is a crazy example, but what a lonely cow. That's not how our life is supposed to be. We're not supposed to live this life of just being that lonely cow out there. And I know some people just can't connect with that, but anyways, that's not where we're supposed to be at. So we weren't meant to walk through life that way. So you've got to connect with more people. If you want to improve your life, you've got to connect with more people. This doesn't mean you have to always be around others, but you've got to find the opportunity to connect with people when you can. So who can you connect with? Well, easy. First off, you should be connecting with your family. Maybe, this means that you reach out to your immediate family, your distant family, your in-law family, like some type of family. And if they don't live local, at least connect with them, right? At least connect with them and start to try to create that connection. If you do live local to them, plan an event. Maybe you do a barbecue, a cookout. You do something. You all meet at a park. I don't know what you do, but go do something and just connect. Another place you should be connecting is with your friends. This is probably the hardest one. If I'm totally honest, this is probably the hardest one. Family, you get around on special occasions. Friends, man, it can be hard. They've got their priorities. You've got yours. How do you blend that? Well, they're your friend. Find a way. I don't know. But you've got to learn to connect. You've got to get together with these people. Got to connect to others. You will improve your life. The easiest one is probably your coworkers. And I know you probably are tired of them. But when you go to work, don't let it just be you showing up and working. Connect with those people while you're there. Don't let work just be work. Connect with those people. You need connections to find happiness, to improve your life. You need those connections with your friends, your family, and your coworkers. Stick to that and you will be happier. I guarantee it. Number 3 is you've got to exercise. You've got to get on some type of exercise setup. I want you to know that exercise is the best preventive medicine for your health, first and foremost. But when it comes to happiness, there is a direct and close connection to happiness and an improved life when you exercise. It's out there. When we exercise, chemicals are released all throughout our body. Some of those are endorphins, serotonin, dopamine. All of those are chemicals that are released throughout our bodies. And these are related to things like pain and the depression of emotions. I didn't say creating depression, the depression, like the getting rid of some of those emotions that are going throughout your body. Exercise is one of the key ways that you will not only remain healthy, but happy. Your life will be improved. Think about that. Stress reduction. That's a great way. Aren't you happier when you aren't stressed? Everyone's happier when they're not stressed. That's like I don't want to say it's the complete opposite of being, happy and being stressed. Like that's not more like happy and sad, right? But when you're stressed, you're not happy. No one's happy being stressed. So if you can get rid of that through exercise, why not, right? Like your life improves. You're no longer stressed. What about anxiety, right? That's another, many studies have shown that just exercising alone will help lower your anxiety. That's crucial. Get you a quick workout in Anxiety levels drop. Get you a quick workout in when you're stressed, stress drops. Like, it's out there. There's many studies out there that show that. And that's something that you can take advantage of just by exercising, improving your life through exercise. It's there, it's available, and it's something you can do. This doesn't have to be this dramatic experience of going to a gym and working out and having this membership. Just do it at home. Maybe you go off and you walk around the neighborhood. Maybe you go and you just get on some push-up challenge. Maybe you start getting into some type of Pilates or some type of exercise. Like, there's many YouTube people that also do exercises that you can work out. You can watch them and work out with them. Maybe you get into something. Just find something you enjoy and start exercising. Your life's going to change. You're going to improve it in so many drastic ways just by getting out and exercising. Now, those are pretty easy, right? Like 1 through 3 are pretty easy. Give, connect, exercise, like those are fairly easy. Guess what? They only get easier. Number 4, you've got to continue to try. And what do I mean by that? Like that's kind of vague. You continue to try. Continue to try what? Well, the quote on the screen right here, if you can see it, if you're on podcast, I'm going to read it. But pretty much, Agmandino said, if I persist, if I continue to try, if I continue to charge forward, I will succeed. What does all that mean? It just means keep trying, keep doing things, keep moving outside of just this normality, and try to improve your life each day at a time, right? Like, that's easy. And the best part about this one is it's fun. One of the things that you can do to continue to try is to pick up new hobbies. Try some new hobbies, right? This is important. Don't get complacent in life. Don't get complacent. So something that I've recently gotten involved in is jujitsu. I've talked a lot about, like, with friends that all do jujitsu, and I've talked to family about jujitsu. I even made commitments with some family to say, you know what, I'm going to be at a jujitsu in a gym before the wedding, and I did it, right? Like, I did it. I wanted to get into that hobby because I've got to keep trying new things. You got to, what else? Like, jujitsu is just one thing. I've gotten into mountain biking. I've gotten into backpacking. All these things are just things that I want to try. Now, could I have gone to jujitsu and been like, this is terrible, it's not what I thought it was, and quit? Sure. At least I tried. Mountain biking. What if I did it and I didn't like it? Well, at least I tried. Backpacking, I tried. I'll give you an example of one. When I was in Hawaii, I went surfing. I was like, surfing's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. And I got out there the first time and I was like, oh, this is a blast. Like, this is so much fun. And then I went out there a second time and I was like, wow, I don't know if I really like this. So I went out there a third time and I was like, yeah, I don't really like this. So I never did it again, but at least I tried. The thing about it is, so I got into hiking. Hawaii was mostly hiking. That's what I enjoyed the most. But you got to figure out something, and you just got to try to do it, right? You got to try to do it. What I want to tell you is that what you will enjoy in life most, you may have never done it yet, right? The thing that you enjoy, that you're going to enjoy for the rest of your life, you may not have ever done it yet. So how do you find it? Well, you've got to try. You've got to continue to go out there, pick up new hobbies, try new things, figure out where in life you can do something different. And when you're like, man, I really wish I could do that, stop wishing and just go do it, right? Just go do it. And you will find that your life is improved. Other thing to do when I say continue to try is you've got to continue to educate yourself. Education doesn't stop at high school. Education doesn't stop in college. Education should continue throughout life. And this doesn't have to be formal education. I've done an episode previously on websites like Udemy, Coursera, things like that. And those are great places for you to start learning. Those are great places for you to pick up a new skill, pick up a new hobby. The great part about skills and hobbies are that some of them can earn you income. And that's the episode that I did that on. It was on increasing your income. It was a whole series I did. So you can go back and look at the Increase Your Income series if that's something you're interested in. But this doesn't have to be that you are actually trying to increase your income. This could simply be that you just want to learn, and that's going to better your job. It's going to make your job a little easier. It's going to make you feel more fulfilled at work because you're now going to know a little bit more. You're going to be able to make decisions a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, a little more efficient. You're going to find that people are coming to you at your job asking because you're the subject matter expert. You're the knowledgeable one in the room because you can to learn. Everyone else is going to be on the sidelines. They're not really trying to expand their knowledge. That's not going to be you. You're going to continue to learn. You're not going to be complacent, and you're going to find that your life's going to be happier. You're going to improve your life just by continuing to try, continuing to do new things is going to improve your life. Final thing, number 5, you've got to define a direction in your life. You can't continue to walk aimlessly thinking that all of a sudden life is just going to figure itself out. I was listening to Jocko Willick's podcast, and he talked about a scenario where this guy was he didn't really know where to go in life, right? So Jocko compared it to a guy waking up in the woods, not knowing where he's at, and where do you go? Right? Do you go this way, that way, the other way? Like where do you go? Well, Jocko said the best thing to do is just start walking, right? Like just start doing something. Like just pick a direction and go. Just go. You may make the wrong turn along the way. That's fine. You will find that you made the wrong turn, and when you realize that, you can correct it. Just by sitting there in the woods that you just woke up in, looking around aimlessly, is not going to get you moving in any direction. Your life is going to be stagnant. Your life is going to be stale. You're not going to have this improved life because you're constantly battling internally with where you want to go in life. Like you're looking left, you're looking right. Well, maybe I should go that way. Maybe I should go that way. No, like just pick a direction and go. Maybe like in Jocko's example of the woods, right? He was like, maybe you end up in a stream. So now you follow the stream. The stream takes you to a road, and then you're on that road, or the stream takes you to a bridge, right? And then the bridge is connected to a road. So you take that road to the next town, and then all of a sudden you find that this town is not where you want to be. So you get directions, and then you from one of the locals, and then you go, you can keep going, and you can build this whole narrative. But with that example, with that illustration, it just shows you that you've got to define a direction in your life, right? But that's a key. A key to improving your life is just defining direction. So how can you do it? Is you've got to identify some goals. Pick a goal and go for it, right? This may be that you read a book a month, run a quarter of a mile a day, ride your bike every other weekend or every weekend, listen to one podcast a day. Pick a small goal and go do it. Define a direction and go. Maybe you realize after running that quarter of a mile a day that you hate running, right? Like maybe that's what you find out. Well, how about you start the whole walking thing, or maybe you start doing the riding a bike thing, or maybe you buy a rower and you row. Like, I don't know. That ties into your exercise, but it doesn't have to be that. Maybe you go on Udemy, you're like, I'm going to do one course a month. I don't know what it is, but pick a goal and start working towards it, right? Pick a goal. Other thing when it comes to defining direction is you've got to plan to be resilient. You've got to plan to be resilient. Everything will always go as planned until it hits its first roadblock. You've got to be resilient. So it's not going to go as planned, if I'm totally honest with you. So you've got the only plan you can have there is resiliency. Plan for resiliency is crucial to surviving in this cold, cold world. It is. If you are not resilient, what you're going to find is that your life is not full of happiness, right? Because when something hits you in the face, when something knocks you down, what you're going to find is that you're going to resort to being unhappy. You're going to resort to putting yourself in a mindset, whether that be a victim mindset or whether that be some type of depressed or downstated mindset, to where you're going to feel like everything around you is against you, right? Got to plan to be resilient. You got to look at every situation and say, you know what? This might not go the way I planned. Maybe my quarter of a mile turns into a 0.2 miles. Maybe I'll decide I'm going to read that book in a month and it takes me a month and a week. Like maybe something happens that keeps you from doing that, but don't think that your whole life is eliminated. One of the best pieces of advice that I've heard is, you know what? if you miss a day of working out, if you miss a day of budgeting, if you miss a day of doing something that you set your mind to, don't think back on that and be like, man, I just failed at that. No, just don't miss 2 days, right? Don't miss 2 days in a row. It's okay you missed a day. It's okay you didn't run that day. It's okay you didn't read your book that day, but don't miss two. Pick up right where you left off and keep going. Be resilient. Stay resilient. You will maintain your happiness through ups and downs when you stay resilient. Now, I'm not going to say, once again, I'm not saying that happiness is something that you're able to obtain every second of every day. It's not realistic. I'm just being totally honest. It's not realistic. It's not realistic for you to think that you're going to be magically happier every day after doing these 5 things. It's not the case. Sure, some days are not going to be as good as others, but the good news is that if you implement these 5 steps, you will. And I promise you, your good days will by far outweigh your bad. I promise you that. I promise you that your good days will outweigh your bad. If you can't implement all these at once, like you're like, man, like I'm so busy with work, I want to give my time and I can't give my money because I'm paying off my debt. And I really want to give my time, but I can't right now because I'm overwhelmed with work, but I will next month. Sure, implement the other 4 from now. Come back to that one next month. That is totally a-okay. You can't implement all of these at once. I'm not asking you to. What I'm asking you is to start trying to pick these that you can. If you implemented one of these steps a month and got up to all 5 after 5 or 6 months, you will be in a better and more improved life. I promise you that. I promise you that. Now, once all 5 of these are in place, you've got to make them routine in your life. And when you do, you will watch your life transform. And I'm telling you, people around you will start to see that transformation in your life. People around you will start to see how much happier you are. People will start to see how motivated, how ecstatic, how much of a blessing it is for them to be around you, right? Like they will gravitate towards you because of the simple fact that you're just in a better place, right? Like your life is just improved. And that's what I want you to take away from this. I want you to take away, no matter what's going on in the world, you're in control of yourself. You're in control of how happy can you be. You're in control of how good is your life going to be. And if that's something, whether that be health wise, whether that be with your family, whether that be with your friends, it doesn't matter. Your work, it really doesn't matter. You will be better. Now, if it's financial that you're needing help with, I want to tell you that I am here as a financial coach to help you make sure that you're on the right path, that you're defining direction, that you are continuing to try to improve your finances in all shapes and capacities. And one way you can do that is signing up for a free consultation at thefinancialmirror.org. When you head over to the website, you'll see a black book now box in the middle of the screen. Hit that and schedule your free consultation today. After you book the consultation, we'll discuss it, see if a financial coach is right for you. And if it is, we will get you on the books and we will get that consultation complete and on with your financial coaching sessions. So it's something that if it's finances that you're struggling with, I am totally open and ready to help you in that regard. Now, if you do want to give a little extra dose of support to the shop to the stream, you can head over to the shop at thefinancialmirror.org/shop and pick you up some financial mirror gear. This is all going back to just improving the stream, making everything better in the financial mirror community. So thank you so much. Finally, I want to tell you, thank you for tuning in and continuing to support the Financial Mirror. It's such a blessing to continue to bring new content to you every single week. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this with friends and family members. Leave comments. Both of those, all the liking and comments and the sharing all goes a long ways in getting this message out. If you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, 5-star reviews on those podcasts and a written comment on the Apple Podcasts just to get this out to more and more listeners. I want you to know that your life will improve with these 5 steps. I want you to know that there is no question in my mind that no matter where you're at in your life, if you will do these things, your life will improve. I guarantee it. So till next week, continue improving the one thing you can control, yourself. Peace.
Well, that wraps up today's Financial Mirror. Join us next week as we continue to work on ourselves, change our mentality, and to commit to achieving the success we always envisioned. Regardless of your platform, help us grow as a community. Please like, subscribe, and share with the people in your lives.